This is Film Trigger. Stevie Cade.
I don't need breast implants. I lost 90 pounds. I have my own kids.
Seth Draven.
So by that logic, George Clooney is the best live-action Batman we have ever gotten.
Ramon from Hit or Miss TV.
If Justice League 2 isn't announced in 2022, I will shave my head bald live on air.
Streaming from Studio 47. Film Trigger's Drive-By News begins now.
Hello, everybody. Seth Draven, the man, the myth, the legend, to my digital left. How are you, sir?
Doing good, doing good.
Awesome. Ramon from Hit or Miss TV. How you doing, my friend?
Hi.
Ooh, all right. Look at you. He's the man of mystery. Austin Powers' cousin over here. All right. Very good. So Seth is with us. Ramon is with us. Monte tentatively should be with us sooner or later. And you are with us as well. Welcome to Film Trigger Drive-By News. And boy, we got some stuff to talk about today. Hold on one second. Oh, okay. Well, looks like Monte's still at work, so he might not be joining us. So we do got some stuff to cover here. Aaron White in the house. What's up, Aaron? Aaron, our scooper. I got a couple of news things from him today. Well, as a matter of fact, the first one that I'm going to bring up, I got from him. We all know that CinemaCon is going on today. For the next week? Is that it?
Yeah, I think there's stuff every single day until Friday, I think.
Cool. So we're getting little snippets of stuff. Now, the Sony panel does go live here in about half an hour, which will still be going live. And Seth has got his own little setup over there. If we get any breaking news about any Sony panel fun discussion awesomeness, we'll let you know as soon as it pops up. Right, Seth? We're good to do that?
Yep.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, first things first, the first thing that's popped up. Now, listen, you guys are going to think I'm crazy. I've never seen any of these movies. I may lose some credibility here as a movie enthusiast, but I've never seen a single John Wick movie. But they have announced or shown the poster for John 4 Wick.
I don't see you calling it John 3 Wick. Had the same exact kind of logo.
You just got called out, Steve.
I'm doing it because everybody made fun of Fan 4 Stick for it, and so you know what? I see John 4 Wick. It just mirrors the same thing.
He just called you out though, man.
Well,
but what about
live? What he does?
What about chapter? The word chapter is in that logo. Where does that fit in? I don't see you. Hold on. I don't see you putting it there.
Seth, you're right. You're right. I completely apologize. I'm going to step back and say chapter John 4 Wick poster has been revealed.
There we go. That's
It's such a good name. Chapter John 4 Wick.
If you say it enough, it sounds like it could be a legit title.
Yeah, chapter John 4 Wick.
All right, so John 4 Wick poster has been revealed. I did get this from Aaron White, who posted it in our movie group, which is, if you want to follow us on Facebook, we have a movie and entertainment page that Ramon and I run, and our Aaron White also posts on there. You can get to that link in the description below. Seth, first thoughts. Are you excited for John Wick? Have you watched John Wick? Are you into John Wick, or do you not give a shit?
Of course I'm excited. Everybody has seen and loves John Wick. So I'm... Everyone who likes movies has seen John Wick. So of course I'm excited. Of course we're all excited for John Wick Chapter 4, you know? What do you think?
Somebody is feeling spicy today.
What do you think they're going to do with Lawrence Fishburne's character, though? What do you think they're going to do with that?
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
I know. I'm messing with you. Yes, I'm excited for this movie. I have seen the first 3. It took me a while to get to them, but I watched the first 2 right before the third one came out. I got to see the third one in theaters. Unfortunately, I was in the front row, but I did get to see it. So,
yeah, I've done that a couple of times.
I do like all of them. I still think the best one is the first one.
I don't understand as well in theatres, right? This is genuine, right? I'm not joking. Why did they even bother putting the chairs? Like, I know they're trying to get people in. It's about getting people in, but you know, but when you're sitting there, I have literally the same. When I go, you're doing that, you're like, I mean, it's great because, like, especially like Star Wars, you're like, oh wow, but you really can't see nothing.
But you purchased the tickets.
Yeah,
that's
you're
all
right.
I care about.
You're right. Yeah.
Remember when we saw Infinity War in the third row?
Oh my god!
Did we?
We did, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I don't remember.
You don't remember that? Yeah, because we walked in, and you were like, "There's no way we got third row seats."
Was this before we started doing the ticket, like choosing our seats when we ordered the tickets?
No.
Oh god!
I don't recall this at all. I don't remember that whatsoever.
Huh.
I would have smashed the screen watching Infinity War, but seeing Brie like, "Hey Peter, you got something for me?" With a big giant head on the screen.
Oh man! So Ramon, John Wick 4, John Forwick, whatever you want to call it.
John Forwick. Yeah, I mean, I'll watch it just because I've seen the others. I'm not like crazy on them. I think the first two are great. I think the first film especially is just a one-off. It's just a great film. It's great. The dog and it's great. If you watch it, you'll know what I'm talking about. The dog is enough for anyone to go crazy.
I know about it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's tragic. It's really sad. So like you get it, but overall they're okay. I mean they're okay. I like him in it. I love him. Keanu Reeves is kick-ass in it, but they're okay. So yeah, I'll watch another one, but I'm not like
Super
a hardcore.
pumped.
Yeah, I'm not like a hardcore fan, but yeah, I'll watch it.
I got you. Aaron White says, "I'll be your oddity. I prefer the front row center." I know there's people like that out there. I didn't know. Aaron, what is it about the front row? Like, do you like just looking up at the screen? Do you feel like you have a better experience? I don't know.
There's one thing. Actually, I tell a lie. The last couple of times I've been to the theaters, I have gone a lot closer than I used to because I can't stand it when people are sitting there with that thing like you just said with me on the headphones, that thing with people with their crisps and their drinks and all of that crap. But you know when they're sitting next to you, especially when it's a movie you really want to watch, like if it's Spider-Man and you got someone like next to you, oh my god, yeah, did you go to the shops? Yeah, oh yeah. And I'm like, dude, like fucking movies. So I do tend to go closer because of the speakers more so than I used to.
Well, yeah, Seth, go ahead.
Sorry. I was gonna say, you know what what I got really good seats for? Yeah, Doctor Strange comes out next week. Next week.
Oh, did you get us tickets?
No, not us tickets.
Oh, you didn't even ask. Okay, that's right.
I didn't buy them. Okay, I didn't pay for them.
But you just said your words, Seth, were "I got." That is what you said.
So who got it? So no, which part are you lying about? The first part or the second part?
I have the ticket. Like I got them, but I didn't buy them. I didn't say I bought them.
The tickets.
I received the tickets. Yes, for Doctor Strange next week. You gotta make everything about yourself. All right, let's move on.
This has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with me. That's very apparent. There's not even a ticket for me, so it's fine. I get it. All about me. Yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm messing with you. I don't know.
All right. Well, John,
I was just trying to say I'm seeing the movie next week. That's all I was trying to say.
Maybe I should get tickets to that. Chapter John Forwick. There's your poster. I'm whatever. I've never seen any of them. I hopefully it's not going to turn into one of those like 007 things where like when I decide to actually watch the movies, there's like 50 of them I have to catch up on.
I think
they're okay. Yeah, they're okay, man.
I think with the John Wick movies, because they were only supposed to make 3 of these, and then they greenlit 4 and 5, and everybody was like, "Ooh, like are they just gonna just keep doing this because they make money?" But the thing, this gives me like vibes of one of those franchises that like they're not only going to do more for the money. The reason they would do more is because they have more story to tell.
Right.
So I trust the fact that they're doing 2 more at least 2 more than they said they were going to before.
Well, and what they'll probably do is actually just probably make those 4 and 5. They're probably one story, like a cliffhanger to be like continued sort of situation.
The last one was kind of a cliffhanger. That was upsetting. Yeah.
Well, now it gets rectified. So there you go.
In a year. Yep. This movie is still a year away. Anyway, all right.
Okay, so now there's that, and there was another poster of another franchise that I really don't care about. But in all transparency, they did put the poster out at CinemaCon, and it has a very odd title to it. The Expendables.
I didn't know this. Bro, I love these. Do you know why do I love these? Come on, America.
Dude, it's ridiculous. Yeah, it's literally a movie version of that Hulk Hogan video that you make me watch all the time.
Right, it's mate. Do you know how much I love these movies? They are so ridiculous, but they're so amazing. They're amazing. They're the worst, wonderful movies ever. I love these. I'm so glad they're doing another one.
What do you think about this title, though?
They'll die when they're dead.
The tagline? That is a ridiculous tagline.
It's amazing.
But that's what the movie is, though. That's what the movie is.
They'll die
the
when
movie's
they're...
ridiculous.
They'll die when they're dead.
Yeah, like, come off it. You've got Bruce Willis's famous things, yippee-ki-yay. You have Arnold Schwarzenegger saying that in one of them. Then in another one, you've got Bruce Willis saying, "I'll be back." Like, it's a complete... That's what I'm saying. It's a joke, but they... take it as a joke. Like Stallone in it is just great. I don't take it serious. It's just a bit of fun. But yeah, I'm excited just because I kind of look at it like an 80s, Commando with Schwarzenegger and flipping Rambo. It's like that. It's just throwaway popcorn action. It's nothing serious. But yeah, I think they're cool.
Seth, have you watched any of the Expendables before?
Nope, never seen a single Expendables movie. Though I will throw it out there. You put John Forwick, but you didn't put Expendables. If you look at the bottom right,
it doesn't.
Does
it say Expendables?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, I've got my logo covering it up. Oh,
well, you can kind of see the 4 though.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that. I didn't even catch that. Damn it! I did it on the wrong one. Is Bruce Willis going to be in this one or no? No, it doesn't look.
I'm not too sure.
His
No,
name is not
I
out
don't see
there.
his name up there. Megan Fox. I'm glad she made it into a group of old dudes. Good for her.
I just like him, and that's the guy from I can't remember. Is it Io Uwai? He's the guy from Red Dead Redemption. Not Red Dead Redemption. The Raid Redemption. Sorry, he's absolutely insane. Tony Jaa and him are insane martial artists. So again, it's just having them guys in it. It will just be mad fighting. Again, it's nothing serious. It's just over the top action. Oh look, there's bad guys. Let's go get them. It's that's all it is.
Fair enough. If that's your thing. I'm not too into action movies like the 80s. Like I love Terminator 2. I used to love Cobra growing up, but like I've never had a great love for them. It's not something I desire to watch. And I did watch the first Expendables, and it just did not.
I loved it, bro.
Did not do it for me.
And that guy's got what's his name? I forgot his name now. Which one it is of him? And he's got the shotgun, and he shoots someone with a shotgun, and it's so powerful, like literally they explode. It's just like yes.
I wasn't, because I think one thing I know about this franchise, wasn't the third one rated PG-13? Like, because the first 2 were rated R, and then the third one they kind of took a step back.
For one reason.
Wasn't it Chuck Norris?
Yep.
He didn't want to be in it if it was rated
He didn't want
R.
it for and the funniest thing about all of that, he's in the movie for maybe 60 seconds, maybe.
Wow.
He's not even. He's literally there's a scene halfway through the movie where they're in a town trying to protect this village, and they're all trapped. And the tank comes out, and they're like, "Oh my god, how are we going to get out of this?" Then all of a sudden, these rocket launchers come down, and I'm like, "Oh, it's the army." No, it's just Chuck Norris walking along with a gun. He's like, "Hey man, how you doing?" He's like, "What are you doing here?" He goes, I'm just passing by." It's like, "Yeah, thanks, dude." He's like, "Yeah, anytime." He goes, do you want to join us?" He goes, "No, man, I'm a lone wolf." And he's like, "Okay, cool." And he just leaves. That's it.
Wow. I wonder how much you got paid for that.
A lot.
The only reason I bring that up is because I feel like I remember, maybe it was Sylvester Stallone, clarifying that this one is going to go back to like the R rating. And this one is going to take it a lot further than maybe the originals did with the gore and stuff. So,
well, they better. They better do something. I mean, obviously, it's the people want it. Obviously, it's marketed well. People like how excited Ramon got when we brought it up.
Just because. Do you know what it is? It's because it's just stupid. It's like like I say to you, sometimes I don't like films if I go in expecting one thing. Like I said to you, Malignant was a prime example because I thought it was going to be a proper scary horror, The Conjuring. I didn't enjoy it when I got something else. I was like, oh, because my brain was already set on it being a scary horror. And when it was more funny, I was like, I don't like this. If my brain was prepared for that sort of film, I go, yeah, with this, I know what this is. This is just, it's going to have the most ridiculous story. Like this dude stole my bike and it ran over my cat. All right, let's go and kill everyone. Okay. Cool.
Man,
Cool.
John Wick made being petty cool.
Yeah.
All right, well there you go. There's the Expendables. I just wanted to share it. I personally have no interest. I'm
hyped for that, man.
when it comes to their poster reveals so far at CinemaCon. But let's move past that. Seth will keep us updated if anything from the Sony panel happens while we are live, but that doesn't go a lot. But the Sony panel doesn't start for another 12 minutes or so. All right, so Zack Snyder's Justice League has been out for a little over a year now, and Ramon and I and Seth, I mean, we're all big fans. We're all looking for it. We all, wanted it to come out. We were all part of that hashtag thing, but when I did see the movie, I gave it an honest review. I didn't try to, make it better than it really was and say, oh, it's absolutely perfect. I gave it an honest review. And one of my nitpicks was a giant plot hole in the movie.
Before you do that, so my apologies. With that, I'd say the only, like I've said to you many times, my only issue with the film, minus whatever you're probably going to say, I'll go, oh yeah, was that bloody theme.
Oh yeah, Wonder Woman.
That's the only thing in the movie that I don't like. Other than that, or whatever you're going to say now.
Okay, Seth, were there any plot holes that you noticed in Zack Snyder's Justice League?
No, I can see the one you're going to bring up, and honestly, I never even considered it a plot hole.
Well, I did. It was part of my review when I first reviewed it, and essentially, what the plot hole is when Darkseid, loses the anti-life equation, and then Steppenwolf finds it. Like, I was like, how the hell did they not know where it was?
Yeah, because it was that big point.
That big battle where you got your ass kicked. You would remember that, right?
Right.
So Ray Porter has come out and made a statement in regards of this alleged plot hole, and he says he was talking to Fandom Wire, and he says, consider the fact that he's turned 100,000 worlds to dust. It was so long ago that he found this equation, and then it was taken from him in battle, and he always wanted to re-find it. We are talking so many thousands of years, so many planets, universes, and possible Earths. Uxus or Euxus, I can't remember which one it is. The person who became Darkseid has also changed so much in that long time span. So for someone whose knowledge spans so much, maybe the knowledge got lost in his vastness and that it was on this earth in particular. And then Steppenwolf, of all people, approaches him about this. So what Ray Porter is basically saying here is, hey, listen, he's turned thousands of worlds to dust. We don't know how many Earths he's been to. When you put that into the equation, that he may have visited like hundreds of thousands of Earths alone in different multiverses.
I still think if you consider it a plot hole, like if it bothers you as a plot hole, I think that's a crap excuse. I do. Well, I do. If you consider it, it doesn't bother me as much, but I understand where you're coming from. But it still is. These dudes are like superhuman beings. You can travel through galaxies. Yeah. Flick their nostrils and turn invisible with it. Like, oh right, there's a map. You just had your arm nearly chopped off and died. Just on a bit of paper. Just put that there for later.
Yeah, put a pen in it.
Yeah, we'll put a pen in that. And then
we're either going to go back to this planet or stay away from this planet. But either way, that planet's right there.
It would have been a bit better if they had some more elaborate thing where, like you're saying, if there's all different Earths and multiverses or whatever crap they're doing, where they were actually taken from this spot and just pushed somewhere else, then I'd have gone, they can't figure out how to get back to how they got there in the first place. Right. But just to say, he's just thousands of years, thousands of planets, and no, just put it on a bit of pin.
Yeah, listen, I'm not gonna pretend I'm not gonna pretend like this is like the greatest reasoning, for a plot hole. But it definitely, for someone like me, a huge fan of the movie, it gives me enough to be like, you know what, I'll take it. I'll take that. Seth, what are your thoughts on this plot hole fix that Ray Porter has come out with?
I mean, I never really considered it a plot hole in the first place. Like, it just makes sense to me that he just forgot it because he's been to so many planets and so many different universes. I don't think he's been to different multiverses. I think when he says multiple Earths, I think he's referring to like Earth-like planets, not just other exact Earths, but it makes sense to me. I mean, is it kind of lazy? Sure, but it makes sense. So,
well, I think one of the bigger issues of why like maybe this was overlooked by some people, like Seth, you never really considered it a plot hole, is because we actually don't know, at least people, the average moviegoer who doesn't read comic books and what have you, we actually don't know what the anti-life equation is or does. So it's really not that big of a thing. Like we're like, oh, the anti-life equation is important for some reason. Okay. Like if we knew what it was and like how detrimental it could be, then I think that would have been a bigger plot hole. More people would have caught on to it. But listen, I'm glad Ray talked about it. I'm glad he kind of gave me a Band-Aid over that thing that I noticed, because it was one thing that always bugged me. Like, how do you not know where you got that? Like
it's fun. It's funny, with all of these superhero movies and everything else, you'd think that as such big fans of it, we would have come up with. I know that you say it's a plot hole, but I mean, like, we would have come up with something going, hang on, how did this happen? That don't make sense. But there ain't none. Not in any of those films have I sat back afterwards and gone, that's really bothered me. Like, there's something in there. There's a glaring thing that I can't get past. There hasn't been anything. It's things like that. It's like a thing like, I go, okay, cool. It's not enough to sort of throw me off the whole vibe of what's going on. Do you know what I mean? It just, there ain't nothing. It's more of annoyances, like that fucking song. I hate it.
Oh yeah, the Wonder Woman, the addition to the Wonder Woman theme song. It was good. What they should have done with that, I know we're going to go down a rabbit hole, but I was watching Zack Snyder's Justice League again because that's what I do, and I was thinking, man, what an opportunity if they just would have used that only when when they were on, like, around the rest of that Amazon women, like it was like their theme. As opposed to just Wonder Woman's. But every time she's like, it's
just literally every time she walks on screen.
That's what I'm about to say. Every time she walks on. Yeah.
Every time she walks on screen, or if there's the bit underground with the water before the water comes in with Aquaman, when they're all fighting in the tunnels and what, there's all these like. It's like every time she walks on, I'm like, all right, I get it, bro. I get it.
Yeah. It was a little bit exhausting.
That's the only bit.
All right, there you go. There you have it, everybody. There's Ray Porter's plot hole fix for Zack Snyder's Justice League. All right, moving on here. Okay, so with everything going on, Spider-Man No Way Home has come out, and it's kind of like given new life to these older Spider-Man movies. 2002 Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire. It started the whole hashtag Amazing Spider-Man 3 for Andrew Garfield. People are starting to not revisit and are really enjoying those properties. But so what Sony's doing is they're putting out TV, putting out on FX or whatever TV station, and they put a TV version of the movie out there. Well, somebody has noticed that they're editing certain things out. And it's funny. I just did a review series for Spider-Man, and I did catch this. I didn't put it in my review, but I did catch it when he said the line, and I'm like, ooh, that's not going to age well. And well, here, we'll just bring it up what exactly they edited out of the TV version of Spider-Man 2002. It's a homophobic line cut from the TV version of Spider-Man. In addition to wearing an early prototype version of his iconic costume, he also begins to show off a bit of the sarcastic, quippy nature that will go on to define the Spider-Man character. Unfortunately, this early stab at comedy results in a homophobic line where he attempts to insult Bonesaw by saying, "That's a cute outfit. Did your husband give it to you?" I knew Ramon was going to laugh.
That's a good one. I forgot that.
This line is very typical of the casual homophobia that was common in the media of the early 2000s, but is certainly one of the Spider-Man moments that have aged the poorest. That comes to us from Screen Rant.
It's not. Yeah, it's not age poor. It's a fucking joke, man.
Right. But look at the world we're in, Ramon. I mean, think about it. Like, listen, sometimes I gotta take the grumpy old man cap off and like try to look at the world the way it is right now. Let's say if I was a homosexual person and I'm watching a movie and Spider-Man insults somebody by calling them homosexual, in a sense. Like,
I
my
think
lifestyle is that.
I know what you're
insult.
saying. I just think society's become so flipping weak to like any. Like someone can't go, hey, look at you with your grey hair. Look at you, you fat white boy with grey hair, and it's a joke. Like it's a joke. Like you know,
it's a joke until you're home alone eating a pint of ice cream, crying into your pillow.
Yeah, but it's fun, isn't it? But that's just this. I think it's. I get what you're saying. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. It's how the world is now. But I just think Jesus, because it's funny. Like it's just. I think we've forgotten how to laugh. I really do. I think we've really forgotten how to just. If something was serious, if it was in a movie and it was an intentional thing, and it was like, you gay boy, and it was like really mean spirited, I'd understand. But that's just even wrestling now. It's still done. WWE, it's still done. Like you mock each other, and it's like, "What, you trying to kiss me?" Like it's just a bit of banter. It's just a bit of fun. It's not intentional. Do you know what I mean? But there you go.
Right. I don't think there's anybody intentionally trying to hurt anybody or any sexuality or whatever. Seth, you're from a younger generation. What do you think about this being edited out for TV? Do you think it's a big deal? Do you think they just edited it out for time, or do you think there was a narrative of why they edited it out? And what are your thoughts on that?
I don't really care. I mean, it's just a TV version. They're not going to release the Blu-rays without this line being in it. Like it's not being erased from existence. It's just the TV cut of it. And they, I'm sure it probably wasn't even Sony that did it. It wasn't the one that cut this out. It was probably the TV station.
Right.
They were like, you know what? Yeah, this doesn't age super well, so we're just going to remove this one simple line. That's the only thing they changed. Like, go and edit anything else.
Right. So you're saying that the TV station edited this, and
that makes sense.
Yeah, that does make sense.
Do you remember that though, Steve? Like, I remember when I was young, when there was films on, showing my age now, but when they'd put like a cinema movie would come on TV, they would always edit things out. Like if Terminator was on. Oh, that like the Sarah Connor one. The first time when he opens up the door and it's the old lady there, Sarah Connor. They cut all of that out. It would just literally have her opening the door and him pulls out the gun. It wouldn't show the kill, and it's like, well, it's on TV. But yeah, that makes sense actually.
Yeah, it does make sense. I listen. I don't think there's anything up in arms. I haven't heard anybody say anything about that line being in there, but I do kind of understand why they would take it out. To me, it doesn't bother me that they took it out. I'm not up in arms going, oh my god, they're editing everything we know. They're not, like Seth said, they're not putting out new physical media and editing it out. The thing is,
though, I think the way the world's becoming, everyone can get offended by anything you put in. Something could be offensive to someone.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So I can get it, the homophobic thing, and go, yeah. But realistically, if you look at any movie, like I watched Uncharted today, there's nothing in it that I found offensive. But if you really nitpick it, there's going to be something in it that's going to offend someone. It just is.
That's one way to look at it. Is maybe everything could offend some person, but I think right now, this country and the rest of the world even is trying to really make it normal and even legal in some countries, try and make it legal to be homosexual. So I think having that joke be out there while the world is dealing with this kind of thing is not the best look.
Good point.
Especially when everybody's trying so hard to make it just a normal thing, because for some reason it isn't yet.
Didn't something else just get changed as well? Was it Doctor Strange or one of them that's just got changed in?
Doctor Strange has not been edited. There are countries that are banning Doctor Strange because of it. Right. Because in those countries, it's still illegal.
That's it.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, they're banning Doctor Strange. It's a weird thing.
It's so weird. It's illegal to like that person instead of that person.
It's crazy, isn't it?
It just reminds you how uninvolved we really are sometimes,
I think it's that, but I just think everywhere in the world is different. I'm lucky I've been to quite a few places, and it's I haven't been to Dubai or places like that, but I've been to a lot of countries where they're a bit funny with certain sort of things, and it is still difficult in this day and age to believe that it's still like that out there. I do agree with you on it a little bit, because we just go, well, we see everything we're dealing with, and you go, well, And then some countries are like, no, you're not allowed to be gay. It's like, what? That was like 50, 60 years ago here. It was like that. It was.
Yeah. Well, it's very
Just
similar.
shows you, though. Yeah.
Very similar to like the gun laws, like
yeah.
You know,
just...
in the UK, you don't have any guns over there.
Nah.
And you and I are about the same age. We just grew up in two different types of worlds.
It's madness. I'm still glad that we don't. I mean, we've got enough problems as it was with knives and all this other crap. But yeah, I'm glad we don't, because it would be madness.
Right. And I live in a world where like if you, Ramon, come to the States and stay at my house, I can take you down the street 2 minutes from my house. There's a gun and ammunition store. We can go buy a gun today. I mean,
that's so excited, because I just want to go, yeah, woo!
He's gonna turn to Yosemite Sam real quick. Yeah, time to rootin' his tootin' his cowboy the red.
I will. Yeah, I will. Oh my god.
Oh god, Ramon, don't come visit me. It's gonna destroy us. We're gonna buy guns and you're gonna get a girl pregnant. I think that's your goals.
It'd be amazing.
Can I?
What's up, Seth? I see your look on your face.
No, I was just gonna throw something out there. I've been wrong. I was wrong. The website for CinemaCon does not specify the time zone. Oh. It starts at 6:30 Pacific time. That's 3 hours from now.
Oh, well,
so it does not say that. So my apologies.
This is what happens. This is what happens.
CinemaCon, the Sony panel, is in 3 hours, not 3 minutes ago. So
all right. Well, Seth, let's just put you up. Can you give everybody an official apology, please?
I've made a severe lapse in judgment. I don't know. I'm copying and pasting someone else's apology. What are you? Remove me.
I didn't mean to do
what
that.
Is this?
Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I was clicking the wrong things.
I can remove you too. You know that.
Yeah, I didn't mean to remove you. Listen, listen. I told you you're being extra spicy today.
I have the power to end this live stream right now.
Look.
Is that Andrew Garfield?
Do that
What? All right.
We're going off the rails. Okay. Spider-Man 2002 edits out homophobic dialogue for TV viewing. We're just going to end that segment right there. Seth was wrong about the time of the Sony panel. So apparently we will not be covering anything that drops live because we'll be asleep by then. So, all right. With that being said, now here's something that I found very interesting. We all knew it could happen. It's just the likelihood of it happening is a little stronger than it was before. And it depends on if you believe this or not, because I don't know if I don't think this is fact. This is just a rumor going around right now, I believe. Yeah, but the rumor is that Christopher Reeve and Adam West might appear in The Flash. And this is coming from Mr. Scoop. He tweeted this out as well. And also the article I read was from TMZ. And it says, according to, what's that say? Lionized? I've never heard that.
Lionized.
Yeah, I've never heard that word. What the hell's lionized mean?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
Okay. I don't know. According to lionized movie leakers, some of whom have solid reps for being in the know on this comic book flick stuff, the word is Christopher Reeve and Adam West are going to be featured in a scene where Barry Allen, the Flash, is hopscotching around different superhero universes. That doesn't seem too far-fetched, right? I think this is more of a question of where you stand morally on this, because we're getting to that time where we have the technology, the ability to bring actors that are no longer with us into a movie. There's that whole movie that they wanted to do with James Dean, starring James Dean. I don't know if it's being made or not, but I remember last year we were talking about it, that they were going to do a movie starring James Dean, and James Dean's been dead for like 50 freaking years, but they were going to have a CGI, version of him leading a role. What are your guys' thoughts on a little nod like this? Now, I'll put it this way. My first interpretation is I don't see any problem with it being a nod. As I said, he's hopscotching around different superhero universes. I could see that. Okay, he jumps through and you see Christopher Reeve real quick. He's not probably no dialogue, a quick confused look and maybe an awkward wave, and then he moves on. And then same thing with Adam West. But what if they do an extended thing and Christopher Reeve actually has a conversation with Barry? I don't know. That could happen. I mean, we already got Luke Skywalker that was in, what was it, The Mandalorian that he was in?
The Book of Boba Fett.
The Book of Boba Fett, where the actor didn't.
I think
Mark Hamill didn't do anything for that.
I think that's how the conversation came up, and that's how we started it before, was with that. I kind of think I feel the same as I did then. I think if someone's still alive and they've got if Harrison Ford wanted to be in an Indiana Jones and he's 22 years old in the movie, yeah, great. If he gives the permission, I think if someone's passed away, like James Dean, say the movie comes out and it's an absolute pile of crap, that's going to be listed as one of his movies and he didn't even know about it. I think that's a bit weird. I think that's a bit weird that someone who's passed away, because that kind of opens the door. He could have another 100 movies made. He could have 100 really, really crap movies instead of the 6 iconic legendary movies that he's known for. Same with Bruce Lee. He only done 6 movies. It opens the door to all that sort of stuff. But if it's a nod, I'd probably cry. Yeah, I'd get really upset because I love Christopher Reeve. I watched a documentary about him the other day, and I got all emotional then because I just see him as like he is Superman to me. He always will be Superman. But I would love that if there was a scene with the Flash, and he goes through and it was like, and I wouldn't mind if there was like a 30-second thing and he was talking to him or he saved him or something happened and he just come out of the blue and I'd be like, fucking hell, it's Christopher Reeve. And then he just gives his smile as he does and flies off. I'd be choked. I'd be well up. I'd be like, oh my God, like that's beautiful. That's a nice little nod. That sort of thing can be done classy. I think it's done with Carrie Fisher, Princess Leia for, was it Rogue One? Was it Rogue One? Is that what it was called? What was it called?
Or was it the Rise of Skywalker?
No. Oh yeah, no, sorry, you're right. My bad. Yeah, you're right. Rise of Skywalker. I think if you have like an odd bit in it, I'm cool with that. I just think if you're gonna go the whole thing and go, oh, this is a new movie with this person who's no longer here, I don't think that's right. Not really.
Carrie Fisher was a different example though. Like and we're talking a movie franchise that at the time was 40 some odd years old, and they were about to conclude her story, and then she passed away right before she could finish that. I can understand that completely. Seth, you read this. What are your thoughts on Christopher Reeve and Adam West rumored to show up in the Flash movie? Do you think WB is going to do it classfully, or do you think this is going to be like just some fan service? Let's try to get as many tickets sold, and they're going to do it poorly. And what are your thoughts all around on this?
I think they could do it well. I think it can't be. Can we talk Ghostbusters spoilers now? That movie came out in like October.
Yes, go for it.
I don't think they're going to pull a Ghostbusters situation here. They're not going to bring in a CGI Christopher Reeve. I think they're probably going to have old footage from an old movie, and they'll fit a couple seconds of it into the Flash somehow. And then the Flash will just move on, and that's all we'll see of Christopher Reeve. And they'll probably do the same thing for Adam West. That would be fine with me. Now, if they're sticking around, then it would get weird. But if it's just a quick thing, like maybe Flash just goes to the universe, you see Christopher Reeve, he does the wave thing, he smiles, and you hear like maybe a couple seconds of his theme song or something, and then you just move on. I think that would work. I think people would be okay with that.
Yeah. Well, this also like raises a couple of questions. Like number one, like if he's hopscotching, as you said, Seth, we're going to see maybe some unused footage, or maybe we're going to see some used footage, like stuff we've seen before. Like he's going to hopscotch while Superman's fighting,
Zod or something in the Superman 2 or something. That would be
right.
amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I didn't say unused footage. So, I mean, it might be unused footage. It'll probably just be footage we've seen already from a movie before.
That would be insane.
Archive footage. That's what I said.
You know what I mean? Like, we could just jump into a scene that we've already seen. I would rather not do that. I'd
rather see something like that. Yes, that where you go. Yeah.
So, but in that case, if that's the case, then they could use unused footage or just completely render the whole thing CGI. What do you think about that, Seth? Like if they made a whole new CGI, Christopher Reeve character as Superman, and even went a step further and had him use dialogue and that new dialogue technology thing that they used for Mark Hamill.
That wouldn't feel right. Like, I don't know. That just wouldn't feel right. I don't like that. Like, it's just creepy. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to elaborate on that. It just is. It's creepy. It weirds me out. Like the fact that is that us saying that it's creepy is not going to stop Hollywood from doing that.
No,
it's going to happen at some point.
Yeah,
Whether this is it or not, who knows? I doubt that this will be it, but it's going to happen at some point. And I said it months ago. If it gets advanced enough, we will be getting Superman 5 starring Christopher Reeve and Margot Kidder, I think was her name, and Gene Hackman. I believe Gene Hackman is still alive, actually. But
yes, he is very happy and retired.
We'll be getting all these movies, and who knows
weird,
what else.
Man.
Like it's weird to think about. But
well, and that goes with what Ramon was saying. Like, at what point in time can they do that, and should they do that? It's a moral question. It really is. Like, what if they come out with Superman 5 starring Christopher Reeve's essence, and
because where does the money go? Does it go to his estate?
Not even that, but what if it's a complete shit bomb? Oh, great! You just crapped all over this man's legacy.
I think I think maybe when it gets to that stage, maybe it'll get to the stage where if that happens, say it's Al Pacino, or these great actors who are getting older, that maybe it'll get to a stage they'll say, look, when you're dead, have we got permission to scan you and everything else to use you in, and this will be where the money goes to that yes or no kind of thing. It might get to the stage with actors like that, and it might be a thing where if you agree with it, then yeah, if not, then not. And I think then it's down to the although I wouldn't really like that, but at least it's more so that I think it's more so that the permission of the thing, because if anyone could do anything, like, and you'd have to pay anyone, all right then, cool, let's go make a new Superman movie. You don't need to pay anyone. Like,
yeah,
it's but like Seth said,
right.
It's going to happen no matter what. It will happen.
Once it gets involved in contracts and you put it in a contract agreement, then then you're good. You can do whatever you want. You had that person's permission. When you don't have somebody's permission, that's when it gets a little icky. Now, what about this? This is something I didn't bring up the article because I didn't think I was going to talk about it, but I did read an article about this late last week that Paul Walker's mom wants Vin Diesel to finish out the storyline that Vin Diesel wanted to do with Paul Walker, aka she wants another Fast and Furious movie with Paul Walker starring in it, and we all know that he died. Now, this is his mom that wants that story to continue. So we would fall into the same realm. What are your thoughts on that?
Paul Walker's brother has also said that he wants that to happen. It sounds like his family wants them to do this. Whether they do it, who knows? But so the family wants them to do it. Okay, but like, how? Is that where the story's going now? Is that where the story's leading to?
I can understand what they mean, like to write him out. But I think personally, as sad and tragic as everything was, I don't know if you've seen that one. I think it was Furious 7. I thought that was one of the most heartbreaking. Like, I know those movies are just, like Expendables. It's just trash action. You know what I mean? They're not serious movies. I love them for what they are. That whole America thing again. I love it. I absolutely love them. They're so silly. But his final moments and his brother doing the CGI and everything else, regardless of how it looked, I think he had one of the best send-offs I've ever seen in a film in my entire life. Like, it was just that whole thing, and at the very end of it, if people haven't seen it, it's got him. He pulls up at the lights. Vin Diesel's there, and it's like, "Yeah, all right, brother," and that kind of thing. And I was getting a bit of a lump in my throat, and then the cars go and the roads split off, and it's like he goes over a hill, and it's like the sun setting, and he goes off, and it's like off to heaven. And I think you can't. That was, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't ask for more for a human being. Like, that was such a beautiful send off for him, and you can't top that. You can't.
Yeah, if it doesn't play into what the way that these movies were originally supposed to go obviously changed when Paul Walker died. So now they're going down a different story route, and Will bringing him back.
No, I don't think.
What will that do besides make Paul Walker's mom and brother feel better? You know what I mean? Like, is it really going to work for the story, or is it just going to do something just to make the family feel, there's our son again? And it sounds callous. It really does. But like, it doesn't seem right, and it kind of goes into this whole icky realm of, should you resurrect actors as their iconic roles?
I think that they always said, right, and as silly as the movies have got, the last couple have been just absurd, but they always said that the Furious franchise was always meant to be 10 movies. Like, the intention was from the very beginning, we're going to do 10 movies, absolutely go ridiculous at the end, finish with a bang. Going back to what you were saying before, Steve, the next one I think is 9 or 10. I'm not sure which one it is next.
It's 10.
Right.
It's the X.
So yeah, right. So this movie's coming out. If it splits off and does Hobbs and Shaw and all that other crap, that's not really Fast and Furious. If they go off and do all these other, that's whatever, cool. If they want to keep it going, cool. If this is like the last of the Furious movies and it goes to like the end again and they want to do like a little last 5 minutes and all the characters come back and he turns up and his brother does a little thing like that, again, I think that's fine. It's the same thing like you said before. If it's like a little nod and for like a thank you to all the fans and like that kind of stuff, cool. But I still don't think it's needed because we've already got something beautiful on tape, and I just let it go. Let the guy rest.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. As Aaron White also said, I don't know if you saw it. He agrees with you too. I can't find it now. Here it is.
It was such a wonderful.
Agreed. Great send off.
Yeah, it was just.
Bringing it back to the Christopher Reeve and Adam West, if they show up, I hope it's like you said, Ramon. I hope it's classy, and I hope they do it like quick, like, oh, there he is, and then they're out.
I'll be so excited.
Yeah,
that sounds silly.
That does sound cool. If this movie ever comes out, The Flash. I mean, They say it's done. I mean,
there's posters for it at CinemaCon. Nothing new. It's just a logo, but they're promoting it. I think the WB panel is tomorrow, so they'll probably be talking about it tomorrow there.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of stuff to unpack with this. All right, well, there you go. There's Christopher Reeve, Adam West rumored to show up in the Flash movie. Let us know your thoughts. Do you want them to bring back characters and the actors that are no longer alive to reprise their roles as either a digital self or repurposed old footage? Do you think that's right? Do you think there's a moral stance that they shouldn't do this? Let us know in the comments below. Also, if you don't want to comment and you have something more to say, you want to get something off your chest, you can also give us a call live, 740-527-3447, and let us know what were you thinking about it. So, all right. This one is more on Ramon's side. Ramon's been doing he's been doing the dirty work. He's been scouring through all the tapes, all the lost footage, the handheld camera footage of what I'm calling the Johnny Depp and Amber Turd case. So, Ramon,
do you know what, mate? One thing I will say is when we first started doing like content and that, and I said to you, what is it? You asked me, you said, what is it you love about America? And I went, oh, you lot are crazy. And I said all of that sort of stuff. Yeah. And I said, you've always got news. Like for me, this is like a dream come true. The last time I had something this exciting was when everyone was up in rage because Trump got elected, and it just was like a meltdown on social media. So for me, it was just like, it's an endless conveyor belt of news. This again is an endless conveyor belt of news. And today, it's been bonkers. Like it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I mean,
well, let us fill us in. What's crazy? What happened?
Right, cool. So continuing on from last week, they broke over the weekend from Thursday till today, and it picked up with Johnny Depp being cross-examined, and the attorney of Amber Heard still sort of picking away at Johnny Depp, antagonizing him in the way that he was asking questions. And every time Johnny Depp was trying to respond, the attorney would just jump in again.
That attorney's been
It's very rude, very rude. There was
good. Like not usually lawyers like who are doing that. You can tell, oh well, he's doing lawyer stuff. But no, this guy's doing like a really bad version of lawyer stuff.
Yeah, and he was saying things like talking about his drinking, because they're trying to now push on from it being an abusive, like him beating her up and stuff, because they've got no evidence. Clearly they're moving on to it being about him abusing himself and taking drugs, which to me, what's that got to do with Amber Heard, unless he's actually doing something to her, which he hasn't. There's been no evidence that he's done anything. And he made a comment and said, it's not just Amber Heard that didn't like your drinking. There's been other people, haven't there? And Johnny Depp looked up and he goes, your daughter Lily Rose doesn't like it either, does she? And I thought, where are you going, dude? Like, what right have you got saying that? Like, you've never spoken to her, you don't know her. Do you know what I mean? So he's trying to antagonize him, and I think he's trying to get a raise out of him. And if he shows any sort of aggression while sitting there being cross-examined, the jury are going to be like, ah. So I think he's done well to keep his cool.
Yeah, well, of course he has, but like also the lawyer's job is not only to, get Johnny Depp, to get him riled up so he looks bad, but it's also to paint a picture for the jury, a jury of a man unhinged who can't control himself, who has, dependencies on, alcohol and drugs. Like he's painting a picture, because when you think of an abuser, when you imagine an abuser, people typically imagine somebody who has other troubles going on in their life. And so this lawyer's trying to paint that picture because from what it seems like to be a lack of evidence of actual abuse taking place. So they got to paint the picture and then fill in the blanks. But this is also all Johnny Depp's defense. Like this is not, Amber Heard's side has not actually come out to part of this trial of what she has to present as evidence against Johnny Depp. So
that's what I mean. Unless that's what I'm trying to say. This attorney doesn't know his daughter. So that's what I'm trying to say. She's never made a statement. She's never done an article. She's never done a press thing. So how would he know that? He's just saying that. That's what I'm saying. So if you're painting a picture, you've at least got to have some sort of truth behind what you're saying. It's like saying, well, your mum don't like you drinking, does she? She thinks your mum's ashamed of you, isn't she? Like you can make up any old crap. Then he came about. This is how I know that they're getting desperate as well, because he was saying, this isn't the first time that you've had really bad trouble with the press, is it, Mr. Depp? And Johnny Depp's like, what are you talking about? And then he started reading that stuff from like Variety magazine, the New York Times. I'm like, just like posts about him, like rumors, like that's all part of being a celebrity. Like everyone gets trashed. Kim Kardashian gets it. Kanye gets. That doesn't mean that it's all true. That's what sells papers. So the fact that they're using tabloids.
I was about to say, there's a lawyer like bringing up actual just tabloids.
He's actually bringing up tabloids and reading that. He was reading out the Variety magazine, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like wow. This is desperate. I
like to bring in the evidence. This magazine article where it says Johnny Depp is guilty of murdering cows and pigs because he ate this hot dog.
Do you know when we was watching Seven and we laughed and we was like, oh, wouldn't it be great if it said something like Gotham, something that I am vengeance or something on the front of the paper for a laugh. That's right. It's that sort of thing. It's comical. It's not reality. I'll just say a couple.
Quick,
sorry, go on.
No, you're fine. Jimbo chimed in. What's up, Jim? He says, I watched the full day today of the trial, and her side is now trying to spin it that he cut his own finger off. Yeah, I did kind of see them going down that bark up that tree rather before. I was watching some videos over the weekend of Johnny on trial, and like they're bringing up tapes of him saying, yeah, in Australia where I cut my finger off, instead of saying you cut my finger off. It's these little details you're gonna nitpick, but
let me fire away. So like she was with that regards to the thing with the finger, right? So towards the end of the day, they were saying this was towards or just after lunchtime, your end. There's an audio that they played in the court where Amber Heard was talking about her credibility, and he's saying you've got to stop spreading this rhetoric about me, he said. And he goes, you need to tell them the truth. And she says, I know, but what about my reputation and credibility? That's her exact words. And he said, Amber, you cut my finger off. You threw a bottle at my head. She goes, I know, but I don't know what to do about my credibility.
Done.
She said it. It's on audio tape. She said it.
Tape. She said it.
And
done.
Then there's two more things that, I mean, we'll get into there's loads more, but there's two more things, right? So one of them is there is evidence to suggest that she sold footage of her when Johnny Depp, basically last week in court, they played a 30-second clip of Johnny Depp smashing up cupboards and stuff like that, having an argument with Amber Heard. Okay, so it makes him look abusive and stuff like that. Now, I myself showed that video clip on my channel when I was talking about the court case, just like we're doing now, and my video got a copyright message, and a lot of other people as well. Now, what it says on YouTube, if we post a video and we share stuff, if we play a song now by Guns N' Roses, the video will come up and it will say, this is property owned by...
Yeah, because we don't want you making money off other people's hard work.
Right. So if you play that clip from Amber Heard's phone on your video, on your channel, what will happen is it will come up and it will say copyright owned by TMZ, which means she sold the footage from her phone to TMZ. Why is she selling footage? She set up a phone, filmed him illegally, then she sold it to TMZ to make some money.
Yeah, that's what.
What does that tell you?
That's what Johnny's been saying. That's one of his biggest points. He's made it
crazy.
He's made it very clear to say, this illegally obtained footage of me seems to be out everywhere. Yeah,
and she's like, I don't know nothing about it. I don't know nothing about it. But if me or you know, you should post it, man, and it'll come up on your channel as well. Like it literally, you'll get a message and it will say copyright owned property of TMZ.
I try to stay away from those as much as possible.
Okay.
From the copyrights.
Crazy.
I'm glad you let me know. Well, okay, this whole thing. Like, I almost don't even want to talk about this case for like another week. Like I just want to let things, come up and like maybe do a once a week discussion about it. But like it's hard. It's difficult when new things are coming to light every day.
I love it, mate.
This attorney Rottenbottom or whatever the hell his name is.
Yeah, he's a Mr. Rottenburn. Like Johnny Depp's proper. Like it's so funny the way he cusses him. Like he cuts him off, the attorney. And he goes, oh, I'm not allowed to respond. I'm not allowed to talk. Oh, okay. And Johnny Depp just like looks away, and it's just like.
Yeah, I was actually watching a really curious video this weekend about body language, and somebody, a body language analyst, watching Johnny Depp on stage or on the stand, and he made a very, very good point. He's like, listen, you're going to see two different demeanors of Johnny Depp here. You're going to see one when he's being questioned by his lawyer, and then he changes demeanor when he gets questioned by Amber's lawyer. And he says when he's getting questioned by Amber's lawyer, he comes across more confident. He doesn't stutter over his words as much because he feels. That's true. He's like, and if you listen to him, his speech changes, and he says it's almost like he's channeling like Jack Sparrow a little bit. He's channeling this more confident character, so he can be more confident in his response, more quippy. I understand that, It was a very interesting video, and he breaks it down. It's like a 20-minute video. I do recommend watching that. But Seth, do you have anything you want to add to this Johnny Depp versus Amber Turd case?
I want to throw this out there with that video clip where he's like smashing the cupboards and stuff. He didn't know he was being recorded,
right?
And even when he didn't know he was being recorded. What?
No, you
even though he didn't know he was being recorded, he didn't lay a finger on her. He didn't go near her. He didn't touch her once. Not at all. He didn't throw anything at her. Nothing towards her whatsoever.
Yeah. All he did was pour a mega pint.
Do you know what the sad?
And this might be key to how he was acting that day. This was right after, maybe the day after, or maybe even the day of his mom died.
Like, how messed up is that, bro?
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't even know that until you just said that.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, that's when you think about it, but when you think about that though for a second, right? Even if you're arguing with a partner and you're not getting on, you're going to separate, whatever. It's sad on both parties, right? I can understand that. But when you look at the context of that, the guy's got a drug and drink problem. Goes without saying, that's his own demons, right? But then to think you're dealing with that and you're mentally unwell in yourself anyway, which it clearly is, to get up in the morning knowing you've lost your mother, you cannot cope, and then your partner sets up a phone, films you, and sells that video.
Yeah.
Like that when you put that in context, that's pretty evil, isn't it? That's pretty cruel.
This is what I was talking about. I can't remember. I think it was with Monte. It was a couple weeks ago. It was Monte and I we were the only ones doing the Sunday drive-by news. And I can't remember if it was him I was talking to or one of you guys. I'm losing my mind in my older age. But I brought up the importance of not trusting video footage because you don't know what happened to lead up to when somebody pressed record. And I brought up a specific instance in my life where I knew somebody.
Yeah.
Okay. I was talking to you guys. Okay. Yeah. Where I knew somebody who had turned on a camera or, filmed his girlfriend hurting him and abusing him. And then I saw the other side of that, and I'm like, oh, so this is typically when you turn the camera on to play victim. Like it's, you can't, cameras, the camera always tells the truth of what you see, but it does not tell the truth of what happens before or after that footage. What happens before and after that is only two people or however many people know what actually happened are the people that were there. You know, it's Johnny Depp's lawyer's job. It's Amber Heard's lawyer's job to prove to which truth are you going to believe? What led up to this? Was it Johnny Depp being irrational? Look at this irrational drunk pouring a mega pint, not even a regular pint, a mega pint of wine.
That was so funny.
It was so petty. A mega pint of wine because he's an alcoholic. He's out of control. And his mom passed away. But you know, that doesn't matter. Look how angry he is. Look how he slammed that cabinet. You know, the only finger that has been proven so far that Johnny Depp has laid on Amber is the tip of his finger when she cut it off.
I knew exactly where that was going when you started that sentence.
Do you know just before I started going live, like it's the last thing, it's a short thing. There was a butler that went up onto. They called up as a butler. You know, like
butler. Okay.
Butler, yeah, and he works in London, various different places. He started off like with the Queen and stuff like that, so he's in high positions, this fella, yeah. So he's been called up to the stand, and in 2000, I think it was 16 or 15, he worked at a place in London. Mayfair is the area, which is like posh, and it was in a house. Johnny Depp went there for a month with Amber Heard. Then he went on a summer vacation somewhere the year after when this butler was asked to go again, and they asked him if he'd ever seen any sort of violence. He says, no, I've never seen any of them attack each other. I've never seen bruises or cuts on any of them. He goes, I've seen 2 arguments. One of them, it was just kind of like a couple's bicker. It happens. And he goes, the second time, I was making food and Johnny Depp took his arm off of Amber Heard, and she went, what's the matter? Don't you love me no more? And then she started an argument which escalated till Johnny Depp left the room and went and locked himself in the bathroom. Yeah. Which matches up. Every time Johnny Depp's had an argument with her, he says, I'll walk away, lock myself in the bathroom to keep away from her. And some random butler who weren't paid by Johnny Depp, it was by whoever hired him or whatever, it's nothing to do with him, has just confirmed and backed up exactly what Johnny Depp said. Yeah. He doesn't know him nothing, but he's just literally said the same words Johnny Depp said. So it's like, and that's literally when I went on live.
Yeah, that goes forward. That goes on Johnny Depp's side, and even more so is Amber Heard's assistant. I don't know if you guys listen to her, but what a trip, Seth! If you haven't listened to her testimony, wow, she's got some grit, dude. Like she's snapping back at Amber Heard's lawyer. Nuts. She's like, I've already answered that question. Why are you asking me again? You're just asking me the same thing 3 different ways. Like she's going up, and she's like, oh no, I was not paid enough for this job. It's like this job was crap. I had to do everything for it. Like
she was on
hilarious. Go check it out, Jimbo.
She was on $25,000 for about 10 years. She asked for more money off Amber Heard because she was like practically running her life, her diary, everything. And then she said Amber Heard got in her face and grabbed her shirt and she was spitting in her face like, who do you think you are? Like, this was her PA. This is someone that she's called up as a witness. It's nothing to do with Johnny Depp.
Jimbo says, I just love how we know that Johnny Depp does cocaine with Paul Bettany and Marilyn Manson. 2 of the most opposite people I can think of.
It's true, man.
You know what, Jimbo? You say that, and you bring up a good point here. I don't know if you meant to bring it up, but like, we have to remember when it comes to every actor, every person, me, Seth, Ramon, anybody that you don't know on a personal level, you know what we want you to know about us. And I'm not saying that us on Film Trigger are anywhere near like levels of Johnny Depp, but like I'm saying like that goes for anybody that you don't know, especially actors. We think we know these actors. We think we know their lives because of what they tell us about their lives. Oh, Marilyn Manson, no, that guy's a freak. He cut his rib out so he can do inexplicable things to himself. Yeah, we knew that was truth, and then we find out it's all bullshit. I
was disappointed.
It's the power of perception. Like Jimbo says, the 2 most opposite people, Paul Bettany and Marilyn Manson, are all just doing lines with Johnny Depp. That's because you don't know these people. They could be completely opposite in real life. And that's the thing about the case like this Johnny Depp, this hashtag, I forget what the hashtag is. Johnny Depp something redemption or justice. That's what it is. Justice for Johnny. And we listen. I like Johnny Depp. I do, but I don't know the guy. The guy obviously has some toxicity in his life. He really does. And that's not to say he's a woman abuser. That's for the courts to say, which they have said in the UK. He was accused as a woman beater then. But like, if you watch Johnny Depp, you listen to his testimony, you hear how he talks. He doesn't talk like somebody, and this is more going off that one body analyst video that I was talking about earlier. He really dives deep into reading about or talking about what words Johnny Depp uses and how he identifies. He calls himself, he's like, I don't want to be known as a wife beater. He goes, somebody typically who's guilty of an accusation like that will do everything in their power to not use that term if they're guilty. They don't want to associate that term with themselves, but he's using it willy-nilly. Like, I'm not a wife beater, And he goes on to say that Johnny Depp's demeanor when he is talking about the abuse he went through, like the way he kind of turtles, like he puts his head down and kind of shrouds when he talks. He goes, this is somebody who knows that they've been abused. Now, let it be that abuse that can vary from person to person. Somebody can call me a name and I can brush it off, but they call Ramon a name and he goes and cries in the corner. It's a matter of how you percept abuse, and I think my main point to all of this is we don't know these people, and it's easy to jump on board and say, well, no, I know Johnny Depp. He's in he's in 3 of my top 5 favorite movies. He's my best buddy. Comes over for dinner all the time. No, that's not true. You don't know these people. We don't know these people. We don't know what happened when that camera got turned, before that camera got turned on or after it got turned off. He may have slapped the shit out of her. We don't know. It's the lawyer's job to on
the counter of that, I still believe 100% she's the abuser, but do I believe that she will get the one who gets charged? No. I don't, because she's a woman. I'm sorry. I know that's a typical man thing to say, but I genuinely don't. Like, with all my heart, I believe that I just believe, like you say, I think he's I look at him as a drunk, druggy, not in a disrespect. I just think he's a guy who's been through a lot. I don't mean, but I don't mean it. I don't mean it like that. I love Johnny Depp. I mean it like, I just mean it. I think he's a drunk and a druggy, and I think the guy needs help. I don't think he's a sort of, like, I just see him as this, like, just like how I would probably be. Do you know what I'm saying? Just a dude that just gets out of his face and he's gone too far and can't get out of it. But that doesn't define as a guy that goes around beating up women. In my brain, I just can't see
that. Hasn't been proved yet. That hasn't been proved. Nothing that's come to light has proven that yet.
Yeah.
So what's up, Seth?
This case is going to get a lot more interesting once Amber Heard starts providing her evidence that she has.
That's what I'm saying. Like we haven't heard from that side, and her how quiet she is, like it's disturbing. Like,
I think it's going to get nuts.
It is going to get nuts.
She's giving me vibes of someone who has something up her sleeve. Like,
yes.
Like she's letting all this happen. She's like, yeah, I got this one thing though. There's like the one big thing that's just going to destroy it all. Oh, we'll see. I don't know. But
real quick, she did get slammed by that makeup company though.
See, she lied.
You guys, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, she
but
said,
no,
I used this makeup thing to cover up, my bruises, and that hadn't even been released yet. The makeup company's like, that's not true. One last thing I do want to say about this, and it's bringing one more thing to light that I think is very important. We've heard toxic masculinity for years. Toxic masculinity. I get it, and I 100% stand behind that is a real thing, but it's also bringing to light toxic femininity, and that's important too. That's something that it needs to be known that is a real thing. That's a two-way street. It's not just one gender or the other. Yes, dudes have done it worse for a long time. I 100% agree, but that doesn't justify women doing it to men either. I just wanted to make that point clear.
Isn't it very strange? Isn't it very strange though? The last month alone, we've been on here talking about content and stuff. The two big abuse cases have been about him and Will Smith, and it's not that we're shouting at Will Smith. We all know what he's been getting at home.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? And it's the same. It's bizarre that it's happening again. That maybe someone else will come out and go, "Oh, my wife's been doing," and it's just it's there, like you've just said. It's just shown that it's not all one way.
Well, it's what it is it's coming to light because again, we don't know these people, but we do know what's in character and out of character of what we've seen. These are both seasoned actors that we've seen and heard in the public eye for generations, and this is out of character. Will Smith, that what he did was out of character.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
And now it's bringing to light. Well, why? What's going on? Okay, the whole open marriage thing, but what else is going on? And then you start diving into this toxic femininity, and this is what's happening with Johnny Depp. Listen, Johnny Depp's always lived that rock star sort of lifestyle. He's always been the party guy. You know, that's his thing.
That's how I look at him, man. I look at him the same way as a rocker. You literally nailed it. I think that's why I don't look at him just like other actors. I look at him like I would Axl Rose or Slash from Guns N' Roses. Like I look at Marilyn Manson. I could believe a bit more. If someone come out and there's allegations against him, I'd believe that a bit more because he's a complete nutcase.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp is just a stoner. Like, hey man, yeah.
Well, like, yeah, but he obviously that's part of his toxicity, you know. But at the same time, we've never heard any allegations like this before. This is what's the new thing. The new thing is Amber Heard. So with that being said. I think unless there's anything else you guys want to add, I think that's going to cover our basis for the day. I do want to say thank you very much to everyone who joined us in the chat. I appreciate it. And Seth, buddy, thank you for joining us today. Is there anything else you want to add before we take off?
I got nothing.
All right.
Nothing about this. Yeah,
and
we're good.
And with the Sony panel going on here in just a couple more hours, we thought, well, we're not going to dive down that, but we'll definitely have some stuff to talk about this week. Drive-by news will now come to you Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Maybe I'll do a Saturday or Sunday show. I don't know, impromptu, but Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays are now going to be the new time for Drive-by news at 6 p.m. for now. So please tune in Wednesday. We'll have some Sony panel stuff, or maybe if there's really exciting news, maybe we'll do an impromptu go live on a Tuesday. We'll see. There's no rules. There's no rules here.
No rules.
Ramon from Hit or Miss TV, right there, right below. Go to the description, click on the link to Hit or Miss TV. He does cover the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard case pretty closely, and he has his own content. So please head over there, give him a subscribe, and start watching his videos because he does really good with all that new stuff. So, all right. We got a comment here. Let's see. Oh, that's right. Happy birthday, Jessica. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
I think
Happy birthday.
She's 33, I believe, is what I read on Facebook. Yes, happy birthday, Jessica. You got a wonderful husband, and he's great. So, Aaron, thank you. I appreciate you giving that birthday shout out because we won't do birthday shout outs for everyone, but you damn right we will do it for Aaron. With that being said, I want to thank everyone for joining us today. We'll see you Wednesday for Drive-By News or whenever we decide to go live. Until next time, stay trigger happy, my friends. Peace.
Bye.